Ebony, and welcome to Martin Private Studio. So I am new to our Patreon fam. Hi. If you're subscribed on YouTube, that's where you normally see me. But today we decided to do the whole switcheroo, and we're going to be talking about how to learn music fast. So for you all that are also subscribed to our YouTube channel, you know that I said in my last video that I was going to make a video specifically about how to practice efficiently. In order to learn music fast, you have to know how to practice. Alright guys, so the first tip about learning music fast for piano is making sure that you get a piano piece that is well within your capabilities. Try to not pick up music that has certain parts of music theory that you haven't addressed yet. So if you're a beginner and you've just learned your letter names, you don't want to pick up something that has accidentals, sharps, flats, and naturals. Because you haven't learned this yet, it's going to be difficult for you to play anything, and it's going to take a very long time. Even if you're picking up a song that you know really well because you listen to it a lot on the radio, make sure to look for condensed versions or different arrangements that are able to serve where you're at musically right now. If you look at the music and you feel like, this looks kind of bare, don't worry about it. Play it, see if you can actually play it. And if you can, then I would say stick to that. And if it seems way too easy, you can look for a harder arrangement. But for the most part, start on an easier arrangement and then make your way up. This could be said about chord sheets. There are a lot of commercial songs where people have put up the lyrics and the different chords on top of those lyrics. I think that if you've learned chords, this is going to be an easier way to play your favorite songs. Tip 2 is to write in your letter names. A lot of people may find this pretty elementary, but writing in your letter names can help you learn a song a lot faster, because if you do the work before to figure out what notes you're playing, then once you start playing it, you're not having to think so hard. Anyone at any level can do this, but it's especially important for beginner players to do this because not only does it help you solidify where the notes are in your sheet music, but once I said before, it's going to help you practice a little bit easier and faster. Once you've gotten to the point where you don't need to write in your letter names, then great, go ahead and read. But if you tend to take a bit of time trying to read each note individually, go ahead and knock out that work in the beginning and write those letter names down under each note. Third tip about learning your music faster is practicing one hand at a time. This is a similar concept to writing your letter names in the sheet music. You want to practice one hand at a time to make sure that both hands are comfortable and coordinated with their part. If you are able to play one hand at the correct tempo, then you can start playing with the other hand at the correct tempo, and then you can put them together. Fourth tip about learning your music fast is you want to start playing it very slow. I know, you want to get on the piano, you want to be piano masterson right away, but problem is you have to make sure that your hands are coordinated. So you have to start slowly. As I said in the last tip, one hand at a time. Your notes are already written in, you've numbered your measures, and you're taking the time to really read the music on the page. This is especially important because of rhythms. You can play the right notes all day, but if you have the wrong rhythms, it's not the song. So take your time in playing those rhythms and counting them out, because in the long run, once the song is finished, people are going to actually recognize what you're playing. And when practicing with both hands, this is especially important because sometimes we can play each hand separately at the speed that we need it to, and then when we put our hands together, it's like, what am I playing? But if we take it very slow with both hands and make sure everything is lining up accurately and consistently, then we can start speeding up once we've coordinated our hands together. Fifth tip on how to learn music fast, make sure to play in sections. Now, do you have sections in the song that you mess up over and over again? And no matter how long you play the song over and over, those same sections have mistakes? That means it's time to really iron out that section. Playing a song from start to finish can only do so much when you have certain parts of the song that you continuously make mistakes on. Take 1 to 3 measures at a time in your problem spots to really coordinate and iron out, and then play it in context with the song. Without doing this, you're going to continue to make the same mistakes, and we don't want to do that. Alright guys, so we're going to take this slow. I am practicing Hands Across the Sea by Sousa. So I'm looking at the time signature 2-2, which means I'm in 2. Looking at the key signature, which means that I'm in F major. And I'm looking at all my accidentals to make sure I'm playing them correctly. So I'm going to go super slow. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and then so on. So that's just beginning. I started with just my right hand to make sure that was coordinated. Now, I'm going to start with my left hand. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay. So if I have to go through that some more, then I will. And if I want to play it faster, I can try it. So let's try it a little bit faster. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, that's what it is at that speed. Let's try the left hand. 1, 2, 1, 2. Alright, so I can play the right hand at the speed and the left hand, but I'm going to play it a little bit slower to try to play them together. 1, 2, 1, 2. Alright, so you heard there was a little bit of hesitation from the last 2 chords. That means I should probably do it again at that speed to make sure I have it. So let's try it again. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now that time, no hesitation. So that means that maybe I can play it a little bit faster. Let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. So I took the time to play each hand separately, slowly. Then I did them a little bit faster. Then I put them together slower, and then I put them together at the speed that I wanted to play. Now, I've been practicing this song, so it's a little bit easier for me to tack on. But when you're learning a new song, it's the same thing. That's exactly what I did when I started learning this song, and now I can play it at the speed that I want to play it. The next tip about learning music fast is practice schedule. Practice schedule is very important because some people don't practice at all, and some people practice for a very long time and don't get a lot accomplished. You want to set a specific time frame that you want to practice, however often, daily, 5 days a week, 3 days a week, and so on. No, you don't have to practice 4 or 5 hours a day. You can do it as little as 10 minutes a day and see improvement. But it's about what you practice in those 10 minutes that will actually matter. So if you're just running through the song for 10 minutes, then you won't get a lot accomplished. Same thing, if you're just running through the song for an hour, you're not going to get a lot accomplished. If you use the tips prior to this one about putting in your letter names, numbering your measures, doing one hand at a time, so on and so forth, then those 10 minutes can be the most productive 10 minutes that you spend on your piano piece. Try to set up a regular time frame as much as possible to really dedicate to your song. Next tip about learning your music fast is to practice at night. So we've heard about the studies before about practicing or studying right before you go to bed and that information actually soaking in while you go to sleep. Practicing right before bed is going to give you the opportunity to soak up all of that efficient practice overnight. So when you practice again the next day, playing through the song is a little bit easier. Now, I'm not saying only practice at night, but what I'm saying is right before bed, try to tinkle with the song a little bit and then go to bed on it. Then the next day, you should be able to play the song a little bit better than you did the day before. Last tip to learn music fast is to actually take breaks. So, just like the tip before, when you take breaks, you give your brain an opportunity to soak up all that information from the practice you just had. Some information just does not click right away, and so your brain needs time to really process what you're doing and what you're trying to do so it can make sense of it all when you go back to it. Now, if you're only practicing for 10 minutes, I don't think you need a break in there. But if you're someone who likes to practice for more than 30 minutes, closer to 45 hours, 2 hours, definitely make sure you take a break or two in that time frame to let that information soak in. As I stated earlier in the video, trying to bulldoze your way through the music is not going to help. It is actually going to make you learn it slower and you're going to build up bad habits. Alright guys, so those are my tips on how to efficiently practice when playing a piano song, which will help you learn a piano song fast. If you enjoyed watching me today and you enjoy our content, make sure to both subscribe to YouTube and continue to be a patron. When you are following both of our platforms, you're getting content weekly. So just keep that in mind. Plus, YouTube is free. So go ahead and get that free information and tag it on top of the information you get here. We have 2 piano-ish related videos so far on YouTube. Chris has put up a new video showing you guys how to work MuseScore and how to help you practice with that system. So make sure you check that out. Alright guys, so make sure to stay tuned for more content on Patreon. I'm used to having my own spiel on YouTube, but this is indeed not YouTube. Let your friends and family know about the Patreon and what you're learning here, and encourage them to become patrons as well. Alright guys, I had fun. See you guys next time. Bye.